Hi everyone, I hope you're well, thanks for clicking on the video. UFC 280 is right around the corner, and some of the fights on the card are absolutely insane, so I'm looking forward to breaking them down. The first one I want to talk about is Petr versus Sean O'Malley, and just what an absolute scrap this is going to be. I think it's fair for me to say that coming into this fight, the general feeling for this fight is that Petr is going to steamroll Sean O'Malley. I just don't see that being the case, especially with this being a 3-round fight, right? Petr is a slow starter, and Sean O'Malley is a sniper on the feet. Sean is just so quick, and because he's always throwing feints, just feints, one after the other, it's like you have no idea when he's going to actually close the distance and clip you with a big one, which he does frequently. And because of his movement and just how frequently he's throwing those feints, it's easy for him to do that to you. And it's for those reasons, right, that I feel like Sean O'Malley is perfectly capable of running away with the first couple of rounds, right? And that's what it'll take to win this fight if he can make it through to the full 15 minutes. I think just him keeping Petr at the end of his punches, hurting him when Petr closes the distance, because that is what Petr needs to do. And Sean is fantastic at, like I said, throwing the quickest cross you've seen in your life as you try and close the distance. And like, it will just make you question your game plan entirely. And I also think with Sean coming in as the massive underdog that he is, and that he deservingly is, right, because of just the quality of opponent he's faced is not of the caliber that Petr is. He's such an elite level fighter. But I think that underdog mentality could work for Sugar Sean, and it could catch Petr off guard. Sean is really going to have to display his toughness. We've not had to see him do that since he rolled his ankle against Sukumtak. So it'll be interesting to see him try and do that against the toughest man in the division, hands down, in Petr. This guy is an absolute machine. He's just constantly putting pressure on you, constantly moving forward, doesn't give you the opportunity to breathe, you know what I mean? And he throws heavy shots, and his boxing is of maybe some of the best in the UFC entirely across all divisions. He is so fantastic on the feet. He does everything so well and so just technically crisp, but it's not just his striking either, it's the way he puts it all together, right? This is MMA after all, the way he puts all of these things together. He offers just such an incredibly difficult task to his opponents. Like, he's such a hard guy to put out of there, and you see that in his performances against Aldo, against Uriah Faber, as you see here. I can't believe the UFC put Uriah in there with him, to be honest. This was just an assassination, a damn near execution, frankly. And we forget how bad he was beating Aldo in the first fight, right? He was beating that man to a pulp before he threw that illegal strike. I think we forget about that, really. So there was a world where Petr could still be our champion. I know he lost to Aldo in the rematch, but I think if he tweaked a couple of the mistakes he made in that fight, he could have easily run away with the decision. And so with all that being said, my prediction for the fight, and it hurts me to say this because I'm such a diehard Sugar Sean fan, right? You can tell from probably from this video and from my fighter breakdown of Sugar Sean, that I am just such a big fan. But I do see Petr getting the victory here. I think I can see him finishing Sugar in the 3rd round, or maybe he comes on just soon enough in the 2nd to win that round as well as the 3rd. Regardless though, if you're a fight fan, this is a fight you can't miss. It's going to be fireworks, in my opinion. I can't wait to see it. This is, in my mind, the main event. As great as the other two fights are, I just cannot wait to see this fight unfold. And like I said, with the general feeling of being that Petr is going to steamroll Sugar Sean, I think there's going to be a lot of stunned faces in the crowd that night, because I think Sugar Sean is going to be far more competitive than people expect. And that brings us to the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more UFC content. If you have any thoughts and opinions on the fight, please leave a comment down below, and I'd love to get back to you when I have the time. Thanks, guys.